Today, we have gone back to DeviantART to redraw old artwork into our current styles. Join us as we discuss our beginnings and our feelings on the website. So welcome to Drawing Bunz.
DeviantART was launched in August of 2000 as part of a music sharing community. It was originally a place for people to share music and custom skins for applications. Eventually, DeviantART expanded to include video, photography, and both traditional and digital artworks. DeviantART was made during the start of the social media experience and was/is a place for artists to present their work to an audience and get feedback from peers. It had journals, friends, groups, and forums dedicated to getting people talking about art and themselves. As a disclaimer, we are not experts on the website and we are only sharing our own views and experiences that we had while we enjoyed the website in our younger years. These experiences really shaped how our artwork and our lives are today. Maybe you had a better experience or a similar experience to us. We'd love to hear about it in the comments section below. I started DeviantART in 2006.
I probably started around that time. I think a little earlier because I told you to get on DeviantART.
Pretty much whatever Jelly did first, she then told me to do, and I did it.
And
so
then you became addicted to it.
So we started DeviantART around the same time.
I'm a leader.
So what you did back when it really started, because it's changed a bit lately, you would upload your artwork to others. So basically you'd put your work out there. Someone would be able to look for your work and comment on it. And you would have to put it into categories. Originally, the categories were really defunct and weird. And it was hard to put your art into categories. I remember it.
I always had a problem putting my art into the right category.
It was
I think
very
for a
difficult.
while I just didn't. I was like, it's a drawing, and that was it.
Yeah, you just end up putting drawing, and then they forced you into smaller and smaller categories. They put it into... You put drawing, but then you had to put digital, and then you had to put what kind of digital? Was it fan art, or was it something else?
They made it a bit more automatic over time.
Yeah, eventually, as it migrated towards its current stage, it was easier to upload. And now, I don't think they ask at all.
I can't even... I don't remember the last time I uploaded something to DeviantArt, so I don't know what that looks like.
Maybe I uploaded mine in the last decade sometime. I mean, it's been a while. So the first thing I uploaded onto DeviantArt was a digital piece that I had made using my mouse and...
Wait, really?
GIMP. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's really hideous. You can tell I didn't use a...
Right.
style. I didn't have one.
It wasn't pixel art. It was just straight up trying to draw.
It was trying to draw with my mouse.
Yikes.
I don't know if you remember what you made first.
No idea. Probably scans, or I tried to take a picture or something, because it wasn't easy to come by a digital camera or things that uploaded quickly.
Yes, I agree.
And then, so if I scanned something, it was usually, I got my uncle, I was living with my aunt and uncle at the time, and I would ask them to help me, or I'd ask my uncle to help me scan it, or maybe I'd use a scanner at school.
So you'd upload work, and eventually you'd get people to comment on it, you would find friends, people would follow your page, they'd follow you for a specific artwork that you would make, and then you'd try to kind of stick into that category. For a long time, all I drew was Sailor Moon, because that's all the people asked me to draw.
I did not stick into a category. I was very ignored on DeviantArt. This kind of tends to be my legacy in my illustration in general, unfortunately, but I have gotten better over the years at understanding what makes social media and being noticed work. But yeah, I didn't really have one thing that I did. I probably did a lot of Sailor Moon because I like Sailor Moon. I think I was, I haven't evolved from the fact that I enjoy drawing girls that I did a bazillion years ago. So that's probably what I was drawing for the most part. Or cringy original characters.
The first art that I uploaded that became popular, I think, was from a video game called Odin Sphere. And that got me rolling into a category that people would started following me on.
Yeah.
And I think that's what helped me go towards the direction that my artwork is in now. So one of the things that I had issue with back in the day, and I have lots here, not enough time in the world to say them all, but one of them is definitely like back in the day, the front page was a big deal, right?
Yeah.
Like you would see the front page, there'd be like daily deviations where they pick deviations that they thought were like upcoming. Yeah, it was so controversial.
Yeah.
And then it would be, you know, what's the month? There would be like the week of deviations, the top month of deviations.
Yeah, that's right.
And the top like 12 months or something.
It got to the point where it was like every couple of seconds, like the front page was completely different.
Yeah.
But I remember specifically, like when I had joined / before I joined DeviantArt, it was so slow. It was the slowest website I had ever been to in my life as a person on the internet. It was very clunky.
Yeah, and it didn't really get better. Uploading was difficult.
Yeah.
Getting people to find you was difficult. And getting onto that front page made no sense to anyone. Like how they ran the algorithm to get you into the daily deviations never made any sense to anybody. I don't think anybody understood.
I'm pretty sure that they use the same system Twitch uses to decide who gets permanently banned. They just have like a whole bunch of monkeys in a room on their own computers and they decide at random.
So I do remember making a comment once on a forum about this, and it was something like I've watched my own stats on a piece of artwork, because that was a big deal. You would watch your stats. How many views did it get? How many comments did it get? You could view how many hits it got in a day, in a month, and like
that really developed some unhealthy habits for me.
It did.
Too. Yeah.
It gave me very unhealthy habits in artwork too. Yeah. But one of the problems I had with this was the reply that I got back on this comment that I made, because I was commenting on a bunch of the daily deviations from that day, and where they were at in statistics for the day was below where I was at on something that I posted that day. And I had commented something like that. And I said, you know, but most of it is porn, right? Like it was all.
It's not like a tasteful nude figure drawing.
Which was supposedly their rule was it had to be tastefully nude.
Oh.
It even claims now that it does not allow any pornography or pornographic images, and it is totally doesn't follow that at all. It's not tastefully nude. Well, anyway, the reply I got back from that was so overwhelmingly mean. It was like, that just sounds like you are, you know, complaining about your own work, not getting in there, and that's just because it's not good enough, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wow, I was just making a comment about, I don't understand how the deviation were selected.
Right.
And it turned into a big controversy.
I always, I felt like the daily deviations personally, like, it's interesting that I kind of went in the opposite. I kind of went in the opposite direction, because I think as like a very under-recognized artist online, I was like, I wish we would use the daily deviations to boost the visibility of artists that are sort of being not noticed, because I was an artist that was being not noticed at the time. And at the time, I thought it was a lot better than I was, but I think I was
the beginning of digital art.
It was. I mean, we were learning how to use tablets for like the first time in our teens. You know.
Yeah.
A lot of kids now get to just start
on an iPad tablet. Now. Yeah. And that's definitely not where we started.
It took me like, I'm embarrassed to say how many years to understand what a layer was.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I did not understand what layers were at all. And I found it very difficult to get over blending, trying to blend, and get into like cell shading, which is so much faster and easier.
Which is actually a very controversial form of shading, unfortunately.
It
works. I don't know why people hate it. It works.
Just in general, everybody finds it controversial.
Everybody hates everything, I guess, at the end of the day.
But here's my big thing about DeviantArt that I want to get to in the last couple of minutes that we have here. DeviantArt has a Creative Commons license. So when you upload to DeviantArt, it automatically gives you the CCL, which basically says it allows creators to keep the rights to their own work, quote unquote, while allowing for external use of the work. So DeviantArt themselves could use your work if they wanted to, because you uploaded it to their site. And it also means that if someone else came in and used your work and you went back to try and claim it or copyright it, it was taken down. It was basically said, well, you have a Creative Commons license, so you're letting people use your work.
I had no idea.
Yeah, this was like a big issue.
That's a problem for writers.
Oh yeah, it became a big problem. And unless you watermarked your work, which became very popular on DeviantArt, you had to watermark it to make sure somebody knew that it was yours.
Whether or not you should watermark is still a controversy.
Yeah. But I bring this up because I had a lot of issues with people stealing my artwork. I had people messaging me saying, hey, I found a t-shirt that definitely has your artwork on it.
Yeah,
and they're trying to sell it.
Yeah,
and I was like,
that.
oh, and I claimed copyright and everything. And because of this license that DeviantArt had, they were like, well, they can use it. You basically told them that they could by uploading it here. And they told me tough love. They were like, yeah, oh well. And I was like, oh my gosh, all right, well,
that's enough of that.
Yeah. I mean, once it was up, I didn't take anything down because it's already out there. If people want to steal it, it's already there. So I stopped uploading to there after that. I also got a lot of people messaging me asking me to draw things for them. Weird things. Like, one of the worst things that I got asked to do was somebody messaged me and was like, do you know Alvin and the Chipmunks? Can you draw them having sex? And I was like, no. They're children, first of all. Second of all, no. Just no. Like, and it was so weird. And I've gotten that from people who wanted Sonic, or like, I've gotten a lot of that. Like, hey, could you draw me this? Well, A, are you gonna pay me? B, no. Definitely not what you want. No.
My biggest problems that really made me kind of push away from DeviantArt was there was this account who decided to take pieces that this person who ran the account thought were trash and upload it to their account and say why this is trash and how trashy it is, and feature it, be like, here's the artist and it's crap, and technically this person wasn't breaking like TOS, so my complaints and everyone else's complaints to DeviantArt didn't go anywhere.
Fell on silent ears.
Yeah, because it was, technically okay, but that's clear harassment.
It definitely is.
And I was probably 16 or 17 at the time. That's young. That's young to be an artist and like to have your heart like stabbed.
Yes.
It's not fair.
And that's really what ended up happening. I think that I got so overwhelmed by listening to people think what they thought about my work. The end of this video is definitely our transformations from the work that you saw at the beginning of the episode to now.
Very happy about, by the way.
Yeah, so I found one that, well, I didn't find it. Jelly picked it out for me that she liked, and she said redo this one, and she had one that she had done several times over and wanted to redo it.
It's like my third try.
And I think yours came out amazing.
I teared up a little when I looked at them all side by side.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, you made it, girl,
It was beautiful. It was really beautiful, and I think that DeviantArt would have liked our new ones, but would never post them there again.
Yeah.
And so that's the story of DeviantArt and our little rant.
Yep. I hope you enjoyed the rant.
Join us next time for more art and fun with the Bunz.
Talking about stuff.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Hi everybody! Don't forget to like and subscribe and share with your friends on social media. We're most active on Twitter And if you have an idea for a particular art and illustration topic you would like us to discuss in the future, or just want to leave a fun and friendly comment, you can do so down below. And don't forget to click the little bell. Have a nice day, and we'll see you real soon, okay? Bye-bye!